When Olivia was little, she would play Little Mermaid in the Avon Lake pool. And that's kind of where it started.
And she's loved the water since she was, I mean, we didn't know what to do with her. She was 8 months old, we're new parents, and we took her to swim lessons and she loved the water.
I probably started competitively playing sports around 6, and the sport that I loved the most was swim.
She had just come off her most successful swim season. It was, she was a freshman in high school. We knew she was playing lacrosse. We had an agreement that she was going to be a goalie and she wasn't going to go play on the field anymore.
All that changed and I decided I wanted to go out on the field. The first 5 minutes of our first scrimmage, I was accidentally tripped. I felt a pop in my knee. No one ever thought I had torn it.
Your ACL is the main ligament on the center of the knee. And without an ACL, it's very hard to get back to high-level sports. So for a patient like Liv, essentially when they have ACL tears, it's not one of the things that we can do physical therapy. Typically we lead with a surgical conversation with those patients. Surgery is the easy part, but the hard part is all the rehab and recovery that goes on afterwards.
After the surgery, everything just went slower than typical.
Her knee never would get to that point where she could fully extend it. There was always something that was stopping it. It didn't matter what Kelly did, it didn't matter what Olivia did.
We ended up going back in for a second procedure to remove scar tissue. And we thought that would finally do it, but unfortunately the patellar tendonitis had come back. And that's when we met Dr. Patel, who did the TenJet to clear off the scar tissue directly from the patellar tendon.
I feel like that was kind of that procedure that got her over the hump. She was on her way to recovery at that point.
6 weeks later,
I was in North Carolina for swim camp. I was playing beach volleyball that night. All of a sudden, I kind of misstep in the sand going for the ball, and I kind of feel a pop. Immediately, I'm kind of like, oh no, I just hurt myself again.
So then the next morning happens.
I was on the pool deck. We were watching drills. I had sat down slowly on the deck, and when I was sitting down, my arm just kind of slipped back, and the next thing I knew, it was intense pain. The recovery process went so much smoother than the other knee had. And I was very thankful for that because the first one, it was hard and I was kind of scared that it was going to happen again with the other one.
she knew what she had to do, and I think she put in probably double the work. She wanted to prove that nothing at this point was going to stop her from swimming again.
And then with the shoulder, I had gotten through most of swim season except for the last 4 meets.
We tried to give Liv sort of the opportunity to obviously treat this shoulder without surgery, but she continued to have some issues with it. And I remember when she showed up for her final surgery, she had this matching scrub tops made for both her and I. And mine said, here in the operating room again to fix Liv again.
The pool has always been like a comfort place for me. Being able to get back this year has been relieving. If I'm not doing as well as I wanted, but I know I'm gonna get back there.
Olivia always had one goal, and that was to swim in college.
I'm going to Penn West. I chose it partially because of swim, but mainly because of the education that I would get there.
Kelly has had a profound effect on Olivia. Olivia has decided to go into an exercise science program to advance herself so she can be ready to take physical therapy classes.
And that's why we do this, right? We help everybody, but our hope is that somebody can go through that many different injuries and problems and still come out on top.
Courage is the ability to complete any task or challenge, no matter how hard it is or it may seem, by maintaining a positive mindset.